My ass be fancy.
Ooh, I'm so fancy.
You are not going to start the stream that way, but we're going to start the stream interesting because that's how we do around here. So, hello everyone. I think we're live. It's a mystery. So hello Persephone and Savannah Moore. Welcome. Sorry we are coming in late. We gotten into investigating things about tea bags. It's a long story. If you go look up news about tea bags if you're curious. Anyway, so here we are today, and we are going to do some writing sprints as we frequently do. And yeah, and probably talk some shit. So let's go ahead and introduce ourselves. Let's start with CJ.
Hi, I'm CJ Blair. I write some things, and are we supposed to talk about what we're doing tonight?
Sure, why not?
All right. Tonight I am working on character outlines for my Nano project.
Oh, that's very exciting, and that gives me a writer boner. Not really. I'm just like putting boner after everything these days. I don't know why, but you guys are here, and that's what you're getting. So, congratulations.
I'm so lucky.
Yeah, you are. So, Tamara.
Look at my shirt.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute.
It's adorable.
Yeah, okay. My name's Tamara. I write cozy mysteries. I'm going to be trying to finish the same novella that I've been writing for 13 years. More or less, give or take. That's all. I like my shirt.
And I am Sarah Schreineberg, and this is my channel, and we're going to write some things. And hello, Sabra. You came in after I said hello to everybody. Sorry you're sick. I hope that means that your body is in a position where it wants to sit very still and write for you. Because sometimes that does happen to me. Like if I have a cold, sometimes I'll sit down and I'm just drinking tea and I'm just like, fine, I'll just write. And like it actually works really well. But you know, that's really just like when it works that way, not really a standard thing. So
surprise! You can work while you're sick.
My family's going to get groceries, and I'm excited.
Hey, my family has gone to go get groceries as well.
That's exciting. Everybody going to eat some groceries today.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to make him stop by the grocery store on his way home. So, I mean, that's the same, right?
Right?
Yeah. Totally legit.
Yeah, I'm for it. So I just want to share this with everybody because I'm really pasty, and this is one of those things that excites me because of my pastiness. For the first time in 2 years, Ipsy sent me a highlighter that is not darker than my skin.
Pretty impressive.
That would, oh wow.
Yep.
Look like I was highlighted to die.
Yeah.
Like, it's ashy after death, very cute.
Yeah.
Very Halloween.
Yeah. I was like, holy shit, I think I can wear this one. I have a whole palette of highlighters because every time anyone else sends me a highlighter, that shit's fucked up.
Wow.
We won't even get down to like anywhere where like the camera doesn't see. Usually you can see through my skin. You can see my veins and shit. I'm like Voldemort. This is what happens when I take a nap before stream, you guys. I'm sorry.
She's not sorry. Don't believe her.
Yeah. That's a lie.
Oh, goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Let's see here. Did I just fuck up our whole thing? I hope not. Okay, no. I touched the wrong part of the screen and I thought I messed up our video. Because I was trying to open my actual project.
Excuse me.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my.
I should have taken a nap.
Oh my god.
Robots?
What was that?
You turned into a robot.
Did I really?
You did.
Oh.
Yeah.
I hope it's not our internet.
I would like to take a nap.
Yeah. Yeah, it really was. Like there was no boop, boop, boop. But other than that.
We're supposed to get a new router. sometime soon.
It's also possible it was just an internet glitch because sometimes the audio comes through that way on the internet. That's how it sounds like 80% of the time if you use one of those internet phones.
The VoIP.
Yeah.
I like saying VoIP. It sounds like a made-up word. I mean, it
reminds
is.
me of John Voight, which then makes me think of Angelina Jolie, which just spirals into a hot mess of madness. Or it makes me think of that episode of Seinfeld that John Voight was on.
He was on an episode of Seinfeld?
Yeah. He was chewing on a pencil. I don't know if it was actually him even. I haven't watched Seinfeld in like a decade. So
yeah.
I've
only seen a couple of episodes ever.
Oh yeah, because you lived like a fucking lunatic for a while there.
Well, yeah, a little bit. We shouldn't have a TV.
The thought of not having any access to television when we live in 2019 where I can literally watch whatever the fuck I want right now is just so weird.
But,
and I knew other people who didn't have TVs. You aren't the only person I know of who didn't have TVs during that period of time.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, is like, it's not like it was yesterday, and like the internet wasn't a thing.
Right. But it's just so weird to think about.
I don't remember who I was talking to the other day, somebody at church probably. And I said something like, they said, well, didn't you watch this as a kid? And I said, oh, they were talking about MTV. And I was like, I only saw like MTV a couple of times because we didn't have cable. Like even when we got a TV.
And, I knew a lot of kids who were not allowed to watch MTV who were our age.
Yeah.
Like, I knew kids. We had a kid who would sneak over to our house every afternoon to watch G.I. Joe because his mother would have a fucking meltdown if she found out he saw G.I. Joe.
Wow.
What objections did she have to G.I. Joe?
It was too violent.
Oh, well, yeah.
Well,
she didn't.
See, Ava's husband understands.
Yeah, no, I knew a lot of people, and I knew people up until the internet became a thing. I knew people who chose to not have televisions.
Yeah.
And quite honestly, I've never been a huge fan of like being told that I'm gonna do this now. Like that's just not.
You want to watch things when you want to watch them,
right? So as soon as we got a VCR, I just recorded what I wanted and watched it when I wanted. So yeah, see, Eva wasn't allowed to watch The Simpsons. I knew other kids who couldn't watch The Simpsons
or The Three Stooges. Oh, that's classic.
We were specifically banned from watching a couple of movies when I was a kid. Number one was Johnny Dangerously, which I don't know if anyone's ever seen it. You might have seen it, CJ. I might have made you.
Possibly,
Michael Keaton mobster movie.
No.
It's a comedy mobster movie starring Michael Keaton that if you see it in syndication, but not if you buy it, it will open with a Weird Al song called This Is the Life. So...
I know that song. I don't think I've ever seen the movie.
The video, if you look it up, there's a video, and the video has clips from the movie. But anyway, there is a character who is from another country, but they don't know where he's from because it's a mobster comedy movie. But he calls people Fargan ice holes. And my little brother called my mom a Fargan ice hole, and kibosh on that movie. No more. And then when Chasing Amy came out, my older brother rented it. And he's 3.5 years older than me, which makes a big difference during this period of time. And my mom walks in the room as we're watching it, and they're explaining the difference between fucking and having sex and fisting. And my mom's like, no. That's the only time I ever saw my mother call the cable company and tell them they were not going to charge her for a movie.
Ooh.
I'm like trying to visualize your mother doing that.
Oh my God, she was so mad.
I don't blame her.
She was so mad.
Wow.
What the fuck are you watching?
I mean, it's not family friendly.
No, and I'm the middle. And I have a younger brother who's 2 years younger than me. So I think my older brother was probably 16 or 17, which would have been not terrible for that movie. Whereas I would have been like 13, like 12, 13, and my little brother would have been 10 or 11. So he probably had no business being there. And I wouldn't have stayed for it because I was very uncomfortable with that kind of content when I was younger. So I wouldn't have stuck around.
I had an uncle who once flipped out because we were watching Full House and there was a kissing scene and his children were present for that. It was really inappropriate. That's the best I got.
That's nutty.
I don't have anything. I'm the youngest of 4, and there's an 8-year difference between me and my youngest older brother. So by the time I came through, my parents were tired.
Yeah, they were like, we don't care anymore.
And I was super stubborn and a pain in the ass, so I would just break them for whatever. So, no holds barred. But I was like a really good student and stuff, and I was a bookish kid. I just wanted to be able to watch everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read it for the first time when I was 11, and I was in like middle of the book, and someone came to the front door, and I just walked up with a book in my hand, and it was Jehovah's Witness. And they were just like, your mother let you read those things? And I'm like, yeah, my mom bought it. They didn't have much of a pitch for me at that point. They were just kind of out. They were just like, no.
It scared the shit out of me. I was around 11 or 12 when I read it, and I remember this so distinctly. I was walking to the bathroom, and my mom came up behind me and scared me, and it startled me so much that I like fell into the kerosene heater. I don't think it was on at the time, but I fell directly into it. And my mom was like, Tamara, you have got to stop reading this book. And I started crying. I was like, Mom, if I don't finish it, I'll never stop thinking about it. It was like,
that is true. You have to have that closure.
Especially if it's making you like uncomfortable or whatever, like you need to know that everything turns out okay in some way.
Yeah.
I was so freaked out though. I'm kind of nervous anyway. I startled very easily. So I mean,
I'm gonna make you a shirt that just says I'm kind of nervous.
Accurate. Kind of nervous.
Kind of nervous. I think a lot of people are kind of nervous. I think that shirt would probably do well.
Should that be my merch? I'm kind of nervous. Is that my brand?
Oh my gosh, that would be cute with your little insignia thing.
Yes, it would.
Just your little insignia, and I'm kind of nervous.
All right.
Yeah. All right, whatever.
All right, cool.
Oh my goodness.
Time for the holidays.
Right?
Oh my gosh. Do you guys know what you're going to be for Halloween, or do you dress up anymore?
We rarely dress up anymore. There's like a whole lot of story behind that is not appropriate for the internet. But we don't do a whole lot of dressing up anymore. A few years ago, I went as Carrie, and that was a lot of fun. But first of all, drying fake blood all night, all over you, is not the best costume concept. Usually I throw something together for work. One year I went as a coworker who wears a lot of layers, and she and I are still friends, and so like occasionally I'll give her shit about like, remember that year I went as you? And she's like, leave me alone, I like layers. And the best part about it was not that I had done it in the first place. I walked in, and one lady turns and looks at me and goes, "You're Sydney." First thing out of her mouth, and I was like, I fucking am.
I did it. I have succeeded.
Yep.
That's beautiful.
Well, and the other joke behind it was that we had the same haircut, and we're we're both tall-ish white girls with dark hair and the same haircut. So in a giant nursing home full of people who have dementia, that's interchangeable. So people already called us by each other's names anyway, so I was like, fuck it, I'll just be here today. People are jealous of your sweater. I'm jealous of your sweater, too.
You should be. It's super, super warm and lovely, and it's like 30 degrees here. Oh, it's probably not. It's 30. It's 39 degrees here.
Oh, you got us beat by 2.
My
My real feel is 31. So I hope all of my friends with various crops outdoors bring them inside.
yeah, we've given our tomatoes up. We just let them go. Like,
I know
whatever.
people who have medical marijuana cards. That was more what I was going at.
Oh.
But in Illinois,
Yeah,
you can
it's
have
not the
plants
same
if you have cards. So I know a few people who have cards who have plants outside.
Sure, sure.
Like, pull them. Pull them.
It's 84 degrees here. I hate everything.
Oh,
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
I hate everything for you.
Oh, I'm just not meant for it.
And Dana says it's 84 there too.
Ugh.
I need to be somewhere that has like at least 3 seasons.
Yeah.
We had snow flurries today.
Yeah, I saw
I think I
that.
told you
I'm
guys
jelly.
That's
I didn't see them, but my sister did. She came in when she came home, she comes in, she goes, "It's flurry!" And I was like, okay. And I looked outside and it was not.
Oh,
It was very sad.
Yeah, it's 48 where Persephone is. Aren't you in Texas though, Persephone? That's a little different than 48 in, you know.
It was
in
94
Illinois.
yesterday.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
yeah, that's a drop. That's a thing.
wow.
And I don't
here-
care where you are when it drops 50 degrees in a day, or
Yeah,
45
that's
degrees
insane.
in a day, that you're going to notice and it's going to be cold.
Ugh.
It dropped. It went from 63 to like 41 today.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I
about
mean,
that
like-
here, too.
But we also got wind. Do you guys, is it windy there?
And it
Okay.
rained this morning. The wind has died down now, I think,
Okay.
but it rained
know.
this morning and it was pretty windy and it was pretty burr.
I love it.
Sorry.
My-
I'm sorry, Eva. I don't even know what Busch Stadium, like what sport is that? Football? Is that a football place?
I wasn't going to guess.
I only guessed because
said
it says stadium.
Stadium. Yeah, that would.
I don't know where that is. That gives me no information. I'm real bad with that stuff. If you told me like Bill and Ted was filmed here, I might know that. Like,
Right.
but if you tell me about sports things, mm-mm. Cardinals baseball, I do know that.
Oh, see, if my sister had been here, she would have known that. She likes the Braves.
I thought she liked
Oh.
the Cardinals.
No, she likes the Braves. She likes the Braves. You like the Red Sox. Gordon likes the Dodgers. That's what I know.
Yeah.
And
but-
Belly likes the White Sox.
Yes. And
I
then
know
basically everybody else over here likes the Cubs because I'm north of
Because you're in
Chicago.
Chicago.
Yeah, except for the handful of people who like.
What are
the
you doing? No,
Brewers,
don't
but
do that.
It's a whole thing.
You-
If you like the Brewers, then you're admitting that you have some association with Wisconsin, which is really concerning to me. I don't know. That seems like a bad idea. All right. So are we going to do some work? I'm just jabber-jawing tonight. I have no fucking self-control.
Sure.
Too much Gene.
I had like 2 nervous breakdowns today, so like I'm on a roll.
Whoa.
You want to go for a third?
Well, you probably don't want to see the third because I haven't cried yet, so that's what's coming on the third one.
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
All right. Is everybody ready to get rolling? Is that a thing that
Are the
everybody
Blue
is?
Jays the baseball team? I have to look that up.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Canada. I don't remember which fucking connection it is. It's
Toronto.
Toronto. That's it. I couldn't come up with the word Toronto. Earlier I was doing a crossword and I couldn't come up with Tampa.
I feel your pain.
It just wasn't, I don't know. It just wasn't coming
Hashtag
out.
old people problems.
Got what?
I said hashtag old people problems.
Yeah.
It's so true.
Yeah.
All the time.
I did remember Des Moines, so that's good because that was also in the same crossword. But
Like yesterday and during the live stream when I couldn't remember Office Space, I was so mad at myself.
Oh no.
I love this movie. Oh.
It's a lovely movie.
I haven't seen that in a long time.
Me neither, but it's so good.
Yeah. I've been trying to like grab old stuff that I haven't watched in a long time that really like makes my heart happy. So I watched like Dick from 1999, not a porn movie, about Richard Nixon, partly so that I could see when politics was just, you know, politics and not
Ugh.
this thing. And also looking back, Richard Nixon's really funny. I'm sure living at the time it wouldn't have been funny, but
Right.
looking back, and also anytime you can make 400 dick jokes in a 90-minute movie, you're
Yeah, right there. That's. I want you to know that's like one of the best friends. That and Michelle, what's her butt, being the 18 minutes or 13 and a half minutes of erase tape. Like those are my two favorite things about that movie.
You know what? That would have been the only excusable reason to delete all that,
Right,
audio.
right?
Oh, fuck.
Don't
14-year-old
crucify
girls
me.
singing love songs to me and shit.
Nope.
Oh, good lord. Anyway, all right, so we should get rolling.
Yep, let's do
anyone
it.
else using a timer or just me?
I am.
Okay, you want to count it?
I will do it. 1, 2, 3, go.
are done. Done, done, done. And my video didn't turn back on like it was supposed to. I clicked on it, but I must have had to click on it twice because it wasn't. So, yeah. Alright, so how's everybody doing? There was baseball talking going on in the comment section, which is strange because it's the only fucking sport I have any interest in whatsoever. I don't watch a lot of it anymore, but it's the only one I give a shit about. So, how'd everybody do?
I worked on chapter 4.
Awesome. I'm still working on this boys logging shit, so I got like 5 sections done.
I went to reheat my rice bag, and I talked to my sister, and I wrote 2 sentences and decided that next week when she goes to Aldi, we are getting the Park Street Deli butternut squash bisque. That was my accomplishment.
Sounds delicious.
I love butternut squash soup. I have some butternut squash in the fridge that I'm going to make soup out of later this week.
I don't like squash at all.
I don't know that we can be friends anymore.
None of it.
Dun dun dun.
This is
None
the
of it,
end.
none of it.
Betrayal.
Yes, that's where we're drawing the line, is the squash.
The squash.
Well,
we're drawing
shit.
the line.
Oh, what a world.
Oh my goodness. How'd everybody do in the comments? Savannah Moore said, right? Yeah, sometimes it's that way too.
Yep.
And Amy just got here. Welcome, Amy. It's good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Alec, welcome. I did not say welcome to you aloud because we were sprinting. Oh,
Hi, Amy.
holy smokes.
Well, Alec, I'm glad you're alive. I'm glad to see you here.
Yes.
I hope we can help you to laugh tonight, even if you don't feel like writing.
Right? Yeah, you don't have to write.
That's exactly right.
Everything is writing when you're a writer. It's all writing.
That's the perfect excuse to watch all the Netflix I ever wanted.
Not.
I'm
not thinking about any Netflix right now because I haven't had a chance to watch the new Shane Dawson. So here I am.
Oh, I
feeling
forgot
my
that.
skin crawl because it came out 2 hours ago and I didn't realize it, and I took a fucking nap instead of watching it like I should have.
I feel like I failed you because I didn't share the link in the group.
We're done.
Oh,
My bad.
We're done.
Sarah's losing all kinds of friends tonight.
Just writing everybody off. I've been disappointed all over the place. The only thing that works for me is my highlighter.
It's your only friend.
It is. Oh, man. I can't believe they let us fucking put things on YouTube.
Right?
Nobody has intervened.
Haha, suckers.
I know. I don't know what they're doing.
My fiance just sent me a picture of this sad sandwich that he just got. Oh,
Aww.
it's terrible. Like wilted lettuce.
Oh, that's
Eat that. That meat looks rough.
that's no good.
That's awful.
We don't need no sad sandwiches.
No sad sandwiches. Sandwiches should be awesome and happy.
Like, that sandwich just got out of jail and it's like a year behind all child support. Looking for that meth fix. Like, it has the. Sorry.
That's too bad for it.
There's a whole history.
So I have to brag a little bit about what happened today. So I went to Walgreens to pick up a flash drive so that I could take documents to another office. I bought 4 of these because they were 40 cents. It's
What is
lotion.
Oh.
40 cents.
40 cents. Dang.
Yeah.
That's
And
a
then-
hella good deal.
And then this was 10 cents.
Gotta love.
Walgreens?
Yeah.
You know, the Walgreens here never has a good sale.
No, and I was just going to grab stuff for work, and I was like, hey, Travis, you want me to grab shampoo since I'm here? Because we were almost out. And I'm walking by, and one of the managers is like, do you want 40-cent lotion? And I said, I didn't 5 minutes ago.
What I do now?
Well, and then I started thinking, and I'm like, but if I bought 10 of them, it would be $4, which is what they were originally listed for. So, like, let me just buy a handful of them. It does put the lotion on its skin, Persephone. It puts the lotion in the motherfucking basket! Okay.
Mister, I got your dog! Mister!
This is just like rolling downhill into just madness. Pure fucking madness.
I can't wait to see what the title of this one is.
Well, that's the thing is, like, I just randomly retitle them. It's... Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, right now it's called Preptober live stream and something.
Right in.
And write in, which is very...
That sounds very
Hey.
posh. And
Yeah.
All y'all in the comments need to go like the video.
Yeah, bitch, I'm posh. I'm fancy in my panties. My panties that happen to have pink raccoons on them currently.
Mine's blue.
Mine are red and have giant white flowers on them.
Fancy.
Mine are just
I laughed so hard my laugh went silent. I've been there. Oh, goodness.
I don't know that one.
Oh, hi, bitch.
See what?
My friend behind me, sometimes she just talks crazy. She doesn't know that one.
Hmm.
Yes. That's how things go. Oh,
Wow.
and my cats are usually bugging me at this point, but Dreamer's over there like cleaning her little paws, and I just want to go squeeze her.
Oh,
Go harass her.
I do. I want to squeeze her. I don't know where the other ones are. Mr. Crowley's not usually. Oh, he's sleeping. But I don't know where Zug is, and that's always a bad sign.
there's gonna be trouble later.
She's a character, that one. I did not anticipate having a kitten who was quite so strange.
I don't see why not. Have you met your other cats?
Yeah, but my other cats I've like trained to be people cats, and she is not that thing.
Well, but she's only been with you. She's been with you less than a year.
Yeah. Yeah, but she'll also cut you.
That is true.
She's like shanks people in dark hallways and shit.
Pretty sure she does. I've heard her talking about it with Dreamer.
Yeah. Goodness. And Dreamer attacked my shoe yesterday, so watch out for Sunday's vlog for that footage. 'Cause I don't know what it did to her, but she was fucking furious. And the other
I
cats are
enjoy
looking
it when
at her
she
like.
gets mad.
And then after she was done with it, Zug went over and sniffed it, and she's looking at me like, "What was it?" And I'm like, "I don't fucking know. I don't know what's happening. I never know what's happening.
Same.
I just took a DNA test. Turns out I don't know what the fuck's happening. It doesn't have the same ring to it.
Nope.
It doesn't really-
It's almost as though I'm not a musician. Weird. It's a very strange thing. Oh, goodness gracious, great balls of fire.
When are we gonna write some more?
We should probably do that.
Really soon, because yeah.
I'll be that person.
Thank
Alright.
you.
We're having
Somebody needs to be.
everything. Let's work.
No, it's cool. Who wants to do the countdown? Do you want to do it? CJ face?
I will do it.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
week marks 98 years since the 19...
Autoplay. Sorry. Yes, good girl. Good girl. Okay. Here we go. See, I've been letting the whole flute play out. Well, let the flute play out. Have I mentioned how much I love Carl Pilkington? If you guys don't know who that is, Google him, watch it all. There's like 1,400 hours of it. So
He's
you're
delightful.
welcome. Yeah. Dun dun dun. All right. So, how did everybody do? I didn't even finish the section. I got sidetracked. The groceries came in. It's the whole thing.
I realized some things that I need to add to Murder here so that this makes sense. Like a tip that's in that book. Yeah, so I realized a thing. Basically.
Great.
I realized extra work.
I'm working on character outlines. I don't have any idea how much I did. Like word-wise, I got one mostly done. I think that's where I'm at.
Awesome.
Only mostly done.
Yeah, I read part of a section, but we had groceries coming in, and the cat brought me her toy and needed me to give her attention for it, because that's what that. If you ever hear a sound that sounds like a cat got stabbed, that's not that a cat got stabbed. That's that Dreamer has a toy in her mouth, and she needs me to see that she caught it.
She needs your approval.
She does.
She needs your validation.
Eva's loading up her Sims over there. I'm on to you.
I haven't played Sims in so long.
I'm gonna tell you guys right now, I'm so fucking pissed off at The Sims right now. They released this stupid Moschino pack, and it's all clothes and shit, and I don't want it. I don't want to spend $10 on that. And then they add an upgrade to fucking photography in it. Fuck you. Now I have to fucking buy this $10 pack. Mad as hell. I'm never gonna be an EA game changer.
No.
I'll just leave that out of my list of possible career choices. Oh, goodness.
Ooh.
Yeah, Amy, I don't watch a lot of news. I have to like decide I'm investing my energy into news. Back in the day, when things weren't quite so strange, I could like casually watch the news. And I can't do that anymore. Partly because it all pisses me off. And then I become like hostile. So. But yeah,
Yeah,
it just
I don't
seems.
know if it's possible to watch it passively these days. Oh.
Yeah, like you would. I mean, like it used to be that you could really watch it and be like, "Oh, that's fucked up," and then continue on with your life, and then hear something else and be like, "Oh, that's good. I'm glad they figured that out." It's
Right.
never like that anymore. It's always like, like 300 people died, and then over here there's like this story that's going to make you cry for the next 4 minutes. Like, no, you don't. I'm not being held emotionally hostage by goddamn news.
I feel that, Amy.
Yeah.
I send mine emails.
Twitter.
Angry emails.
Yeah, that's a thing.
We have a city election coming up in November. And I really never thought that city elections, like I remember, because I worked for the school board association, so school board elections can get fierce in small communities, especially when there's something like really big on the agenda or on the plate, like closing a school or something. But generally speaking, I've never really seen a local election that's like fierce, and this one's pretty fierce.
Our last mayoral one was pretty fierce.
Was it?
It wasn't gross. Like they weren't like gross to each other and stuff for the most part. But it was just like there were very adamant and none of them were really a strict Republican, a strict Democrat, and that kind of stuff. It was just all of these people who may have fallen into those categories technically, but they weren't like real hardcore in those categories.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of people who were just like aligned and were like, this is the only answer.
Yeah.
So it felt very heated, even though I don't think there was that much at stake.
See, so Des Moines' there's been a lot of growth in Des Moines, and over the last 10 years or so. And some of it's been very positive, but some of it's been kind of sketchy. And there's been a significant amount of gentrification.
Mm-hmm.
And that causes problems because Des Moines functions, or it has in the past primarily functioned in neighborhoods. So neighborhoods get to choose what they want. And the last 8 or 10 years has not been neighborhood friendly. And so the current mayor is trying to hold on to power by way of his business connections. And then the city council, there's 4 people up, 4 out of the 6 people up for re-election, or there are 4 seats
can
up.
Entirely change the landscape.
Yeah. And so there's a lot of stuff going on there. And so, yeah. It's pretty intense.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, also, I think the more you pay attention to the immediate area around you, the more you notice that local politics matters. I think we're kind of self-trained to think that the bigger politics is more directly related to us, and when in fact that's not.
It's not. Not,
in practice, that's not usually true. For some things it is, things like sweeping things like the gay marriage constitutional thing, and those kinds of things. Those things do, but as a general rule, what your local government is doing is going to have more daily effect on you than what the federal government does.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I mean, unless you're a lobbyist or something. There are jobs where that's not true, but most
lobbyists aren't real people. Sorry.
They're almost not.
They're aliens.
That was something I had to learn as I was growing up. Not about lobbyists being aliens, but that local local elections and local politics affect directly my life more than like the national stuff does.
Yeah.
It's just that the national stuff has a lot more money behind it and it gets a lot more attention.
Well, and it's, if the government does something that pisses off 7 million people, you're going to hear a lot more about it than if they do something that pisses off 50,000.
Yeah.
You just are.
Yeah.
But I think that is one of the nice things about the way social media works, is that, like, especially Facebook particularly, because people tend to friend everyone on Facebook, I think that does make people a little more aware of their local political situation because they have more contact locally.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Well, and that's what, like, one of my friends she's involved in the local, it's a community justice nonprofit. And so she's really involved in this election. And so, like, every time I talk to her right now, that's what we talk about. And we've been talking, and like the issues and stuff we've been talking about, like, I have real problems with gentrification. And so I like that there's like new buildings going up, and I like that there's new stores. Like, these things are okay. But I really struggle with the idea that now we have all of these apartment complexes going up in residential neighborhoods and they're not really designed for the people who have traditionally lived in those areas.
Yeah.
They're trendy. They have coffee shops in them. They have like a public space with a pool table and a library in the front lobby. In places where you have a lot of families previously. And I really struggle with, so like, to me, that's important. The neighborhood I grew up in, I don't want to see it filled with an apartment complex. It destroys the neighborhood feeling. Anyway, I'm done with my soapbox now.
Well, and there's different kinds of gentrification, because ours is not like that at all. Like, we live in a recently gentrified, well, actively gentrifying neighborhood, I suppose. And so, but like, that has resulted in just the neighborhood dynamic being very strange. There's these people who have been living here for a long time because it was cheap to live here. And now there's these people who are moving in because it's a nice neighborhood. And those two groups of people do not have the same goals.
Yeah.
So it's stuff like that. And like, you know, like, you'll go from one street to the next. One street will be beautiful and the next street will just look like garbage. Because the one street that doesn't look like my street is very fucking nice. The next street over, I think 2 of the houses are fully boarded up. There's an apartment complex that is has no like grooming on the trees or anything done on it for like the last year, and there's like 3 broken down cars in the road. It's a block away. It's literally the next block over. Like,
the problem with gentrification is that when all of this money is being pulled in from outside resources and people who are moving in, then the property value rises and then the cost of living rises. And those people who were living in that cheap neighborhood because they could afford it, what are their options?
Yeah.
Like with Lindsay Mead and her family's plight to try to stay like off the street. And she's in Washington. I feel like she's in Tacoma, Washington. And she was talking about, she made a video about this, so I'm not like spreading her business or something, like she did it herself. So but trying to raise awareness and trying to raise funding to keep her home. But so she's in Tacoma, Washington, and because of Silicon Valley and all that money coming in, the price of living has skyrocketed. But also, the state itself has changed the regulations for HUD housing.
Mm-hmm.
So people who used to have HUD found that it was easier to kind of sell their buildings instead of updating for these regulations. Like they increased the regulations to make it so it was much less profitable to do it.
Yeah.
Which HUD is hard to find, just period.
Mm-hmm.
So it's placed her in this really horrible situation where, yeah, they've been approved for HUD, but now they're trying to see if the current owner of this building is even going to be able to afford to fix it so they can continue to live there, or if they're going to have to try to find another home. And it took them months of living literally on the streets before they were able to find a home. And unfortunately, that's not a unique story.
Right.
Right.
So
Right. If that was one person's story and it's so bizarre, it wouldn't be a big deal. It'd be one of those things like, wow, one person got a real shit hand. And that does happen, but like, it's not unique at all.
It's not
unique.
I don't know that it would even be called uncommon, at least among lower income groups. Obviously, like statistically, that would be different but like among people who are living in the lower middle class area, I don't think that that's even an uncommon story.
No, and that's the part. Like, they redid the downtown area because they wanted to draw more people to downtown, and I can understand that. Like, I don't have a problem with that in general. But there are some neighborhoods where they're putting up these high-rise apartments in neighborhoods where a lot of the homes are single-family homes, or you might have a duplex or two, and they are on the middle to lower end of the socioeconomic spectrum. And so when you put in a high-rise apartment that's designed to appeal to young professionals working for, here in town, like we have insurance and financial things downtown. So, that's pretty much insurance and financial. They're designed to attract these young professionals, and that what you were talking about, Tamara, it raises that the cost of living in those neighborhoods where families were able to live in a single family home, and now they're having to go find either worse housing in older buildings, or they're not finding housing. Like, they're going to have to move somewhere else. Like, they might have to move to a suburb instead of living in the city.
Right.
So, and then on the other,
that can cause a whole other host.
Oh yeah.
Because a lot of people who are living in the lower socioeconomic spectrum don't have vehicles. So they're living in the town because that's where they can get things. Like, I remember when I was living in Morgantown, and the homeless shelter was in the downtown area, which made sense. There was like a bus stop right there. They can walk to everything.
Yeah.
And they moved it from that downtown location to like kind of outside of town, where they were not close to any type of, nothing. There wasn't like a grocery store near there. There wasn't, and like in that town, the bus system is awful. So it's like you've created a new set of problems, but moving the homeless people, moving them outside of town makes town look better, right?
Right.
And maybe more people want to come move there, and maybe more people want to invest. if they don't see that there's a homeless population. I got feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a whole, like, there's a whole slew of problems, you know, and the other thing is people don't understand is, like, even if you own property in those areas, let's say that you were you inherited a house from your mother in one of those neighborhoods, they're like, well, you own the house, so you're there and it's good. Except now my taxes just went up and I can't
Right.
afford those taxes.
Yeah.
And now I have to sell my house.
Yeah.
Or it gets foreclosed on. Or,
Right.
you know, like, or the city takes it. Or, like, there's so many layers to it that, like, you can't just change the way an area functions one day. You can't do it or you hurt
No.
people.
Well, and the other thing is, and I think this is something when I hear from time to time, I hear people, and they tend to be upper middle class, upper class people. And they talk about, well, this neighborhood or this area needs to be cleaned up. There's a section of town. I actually drive through it pretty often. And I didn't grow up in that neighborhood, but like I grew up adjacent to that neighborhood and I went to high school down the street. And so, and that's where the homeless shelter is, or one of them. And there's a gas station, there's McDonald's, there's a grocery store. So if you are at the shelter, you have access to all these things. They just put in a laundromat across the street. There's I'm trying to think of what else. The hospital is just right there, in the event. But I've heard people talk about how that area needs to be cleaned up and there's too many people just wandering around. And my response is, you understand.
Sons of bitches ruining
I know,
our
they're
stream.
so rude.
Like, oh, there's a fire. I need to fucking hurry.
But there's an ecosystem there. There's a maybe ecosystem's the wrong word, but that's a very complex area. Yes, there's a homeless shelter there, and there's a factor of people who are higher risk for drug addiction, for crime, like those kinds of things are part of that. But if you go the other direction, like the opposite direction from the homeless shelter, there are single family homes. And I know that there are families that I have friends whose families live there. So you have this one aspect that people are like, oh, that's just a really bad part of town. Like I had a friend who was, her uncle is a cop, or he was a cop here in Des Moines. And he told her several times, you can't go to that gas station on the corner because it gets robbed all the time. And when she told me this, I was like, we go there for coffee like every day. And I'm not saying that it doesn't get robbed frequently. I'm just saying you're not going to walk in and get shot. Like this is Des Moines. It's anyway. But it's a complex area. And I think when people start talking about changing or fixing up or revitalizing areas of town, I think it goes back to that idea that they don't want to see they don't want to fix the problems that are being played out there, but they don't want to see them either. And that, I think, is where the issue comes in.
So here, there is a huge homeless population. Part of it is because, where are you going to go?
Right.
It's an island. So
Yeah.
it's like that's pretty much, that's it. Like I know in some areas, they'll bus homeless people from one area to another to get them out of the town to, make things better. So here, and this tripped me out. So they kind of raised an area, Ala Moana Beach Park, because it attracts a lot of people. There's a lot of money that's being invested in that area, you know. So let's raise this area, get the homeless people out. But oh, well, where are they going to go now? I mean, sure, you've taken all of their stuff, everything that they have, everything that they own, anything that's in bags that they've somehow accumulated. You've taken it all, you've thrown it away, but the people still exist.
Yeah.
So now there's a park by me, and they are lining the street by this park, by the school, and they've set up their tent city there because they have to go somewhere.
Right.
People, you can't just be like, we're getting rid of them and then, oh, I can't see them, so now they don't exist. No, they are people.
Yeah.
And you don't fix the problem by shoving them further and further away from where the nice people live.
Right.
Well, and one of my concerns, I teach piano, and I have some students that live out in the furthest suburbs, and the level of wealth that is in those neighborhoods is just astounding. Like, I can't even begin to explain how insane it seems to me to have this disparity between what I see driving through one part of town to get to a student's house, and 20 minutes later I'm in, you go from the homeless shelter to a residential neighborhood that has gated homes. And that level of disparity between what the city or a city, they live in a suburb, so it's not my city, but what a city sorry, I lost my train of thought for a second. Nope. You went bye-bye. Sorry.
Happens.
You
That's
guys
all
want
right.
to do a writing sprint?
I think we should.
We should. Oh,
What's that?
my
Is that
husband's
tea?
better than everyone else's husband. No, it's coffee.
Ooh.
That's nice.
I'm gonna keep him for today.
I would say yes.
Word. All right, so we're gonna do another present.
Yes, let's do it.
All right.
Ready,
Count it down.
set, go.
CJ. Sorry about the picture issue, you guys. We lost CJ. All right, sorry to invade for a moment, but CJ's message is, I leaned down to pet my cat and pulled my computer over. It's restarting now.
Holy.
I love my BFF, man.
Wow.
I'll fix this up when she gets back, but for right now, it makes no sense for me to readjust everything.
It's fine.
Only CJ can unplug her damn computer trying to pet the cat. Oh, it's such a pain in the ass. Come back, CJ! You're fucking up my mojo! Alright, there we go. Lovely little flute sounds. Now I'm like at a weird angle, and I'm Tamara, and Tamara's side of her head is CJ, and I am apparently both Tamara's backdrop and my wedding picture, I guess. So there we go. That's pretty exciting.
What? Wait a second. Now I have to look.
Yeah, it's not. This isn't how normal is looking.
Oh my god.
It's tripping out. Who's who? You don't know.
This is crazy, man. I don't even have a face, man.
Here, I'll give you more of a face. But I'm not moving you. It'll come soon enough. We've got a lag.
It's hilarious.
Oh my goodness gracious me. Holy Lord, everybody. This is the kind of fucking professionalism you came to my channel for.
Hashtag squad goals.
Right? Good Lord.
Oh wow.
Okay, so I'm not gonna I have no hate for other AuthorTubers at all, but I will tell you every once in a while I'm streaming and I see another AuthorTuber streaming and I'm like, how dare you? I'm like, I'm over here doing my thing. You stop.
No, I totally understand that.
Like, I'm not really upset, but at the same time,
You're
do you
just
think
like,
you are?
who do you think you are? This is my SWAT.
Right? I've been streaming on this slot for almost 3 years now, though. Isn't that crazy?
That's intense.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have not been streaming during my slot that amount of time. I like bounced around a little bit until I found something that was comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah. I just, I spent a lot of time planning before I started my YouTube channel. So a lot of that stuff that a lot of people flesh out while they're doing it. I fleshed out ahead of time. Yeah, I don't know, Wendy. I don't know why they don't know that Friday is my day. It's my day.
I did not plan this at all.
Yeah, because of the way I watch YouTube, I planned my YouTube like I was going to be a huge YouTuber, knowing I wasn't. Like, I never thought I was, but like I just planned it that way because I was like, well, this seems to work for the big YouTubers or whatever. So, and when I started my channel, I was really into like really big YouTubers. I watched like Jacksepticeye, and I watched all of BewTube. Still sad they don't call themselves BewTubers. Jenna Marbles is so right about that. Like she does about everything
total
else.
missed opportunity.
It really was. But yeah, so yeah, that's the thing. Where the hell is the CJ face?
I hope her machine's working.
Asking her if she died.
Best friendship.
Yeah, no, I just unplugged my whole computer. So, okay, you guys want to hear some embarrassing ass shit? Here's some embarrassing ass shit. Like 2 months ago, somebody asked me about, what is it, Author Day, Indie Author Day or some shit that's tomorrow? That they do stuff. It's, Indie Author Day. Yeah, is tomorrow. And so, like, go into libraries, do stuff, and all this stuff. Anyway, I got invited to the library thing, and today the alarm came up for it on my stuff, and I was like, uh-oh. That's tomorrow, huh? I don't know if I'm actually selling books at this or not.
Oh, no.
So I had to email the person in charge of it and be like, so we talked about this, but I don't know what you want me to be doing. I didn't bother to ask you until the day before because I'm real fucking professional.
Because I'm on my shit. Well,
You know what?
What do you want?
If I can't do shit right at the courthouse for my real job, then I guess this is just what I should expect. But I get the impression this lady doesn't necessarily like me all that much, so much as I'm a horror author and she knows who I am and I'm local.
Oh,
So,
that's delightful.
yeah. Yeah, so I still do watch Jacksepticeye, Wendy. But, like, I just, I don't know what role I'm supposed to be playing here, and I feel really silly. I was like, well, I feel really stupid asking you this. And I think she wanted me to sell books, but do you want to be the guy who shows up with all your books who wasn't asked to sell books? Because I don't. That's not a job I want to sign up for.
Hey, friend, can you hear us? Are you good?
I made it back.
Well, now I got to switch you guys around.
My Tamara right now.
You are Tamara, and Tamara is you.
It's very exciting.
And neither of you is every woman.
No, I've never been every woman.
Me either. There we go.
I'm barely me.
Hooray! Right?
Your hair looks lovely today, CJ.
Thank you. I took a shower this morning and washed it.
Oh, that's a novel approach.
I know.
I did mine last night, but you wouldn't even know.
Mine's in a bandana. There's a reason for it.
Yeah. I've been trying because as the winter sets in and it gets drier, I stop having oily hair and I start to like get a flaky scalp.
Yeah.
So for the next month and a half, I'm either going to have incredibly clean hair or incredibly dirty hair because I just have to wait longer between washings to get used to it.
Right.
And then as soon as it's used to it, the summer will hit. So yeah.
But you're not bitter.
No, not even a little. Nope. And that's like in the summer, that's why I dye my hair more in the summer, is because it strips all the oil out. So, and since dye apparently doesn't stick to Sarah's hair anymore, I can just dye it all the time. Like this hair was dyed black, like blue black.
Yeah.
2 months ago.
2 months.
I should have roots right now. I don't have roots. I have brown hair. Do you know how fucking shitty of a goth person I am with fucking brown ass hair. Shitty goth.
Not very gothy.
Nope. I'm gonna get a
No,
shirt that
that's
says
true.
shitty goth.
Do you ever watch, or did you ever used to watch Ill Will Press?
I don't know that one.
It is an animated delight on these YouTube streams, and I used to watch them a lot, and then I kind of forgot about it, and then they popped back in my radar. But anyway, like today, they released a video where it's like National Goth Appreciation Day. It was funny, and I mean that's the story.
Yeah. I haven't been anything that you would call goth in very, very, very long. But I've had black hair since I was like 10. Like I've dyed my hair black pretty consistently since I was about 10, except for the couple of times where I was like, I want to see what purple hair is like. And then I didn't do purple ever again because I accidentally did my school colors during Spirit Week. I was so mad. It was in college. Do you remember that, CJ?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Oh, God, I was so mad. People were like, did you dye it purple for Spirit Week? I was like, our color is purple?
Yes, purple and gold.
I had no idea.
Purple and white? Purple and
Silver, I
gold.
think, is technically what it is.
I don't know. We're the regents.
Yeah. To be fair, we graduated from a college that doesn't technically exist anymore. We can pay them $60 to get an updated fucking degree.
Oh, really? Is that all?
They changed their name from Rockford
Yeah.
College to Rockford University. And so now, technically, our degrees don't have the name of an actual establishment anymore.
Wow.
Yeah. But here's the thing. I'm not going to pay you $60 for a new copy of something that I've lost 10 times since I got it.
Right?
I mean, that's fair.
Think I know where mine is right now. I'm like 70% sure.
I am more likely to know where my diploma is than my degree.
Yeah, I don't know where my diploma is.
My diploma has been filed in the same place since I got it.
Oh, that's smart.
So
I don't know where anything is. I think that mom's house, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, you don't ever use that piece of paper, though.
No.
Like, nobody wants that. They want transcripts.
Yeah.
You know, they want something to show that you actually attended, not a piece of paper that I could put on my computer, scan, clean up, and stick a name on.
Right.
And that's the other thing is you can also just buy degrees nowadays really fucking easily.
Oh. Talking to you, Aunt Becky.
Well, I wasn't even meaning that. I meant literal buying. When I worked at the nursing home, we had at least 3 staff at one point who had purchased degrees to get better jobs that they had no credentials for.
Yeah.
Just a fake degree.
Wow.
Yeah, not even like paying
If
somebody
I
to
had
fake your way through a
known-
degree, just a made up degree.
If I had known that you could buy a degree that way, I would not have spent $60,000 to go to Rockford College. I would have just bought a degree.
I'm still at 67, I think. Where am I at now? Let's see. It's right behind me.
Ridiculous amounts.
Oh, I'm sorry. My total balance right now is $83,000.
I don't even want to talk about it.
Yep.
Like the most depressing conversation that I think.
Well, and the thing is that I could have saved $80,000, and I could have a master's. I knew somebody who spent $3,000 to get a master's degree.
Right?
Why wasn't I a crook?
I know, and that's what I kept thinking is like, I'm just like, I wish I was a shifty bitch.
Mm-hmm.
My whole life would be so much happier if I could just be a shifty bitch. But I can't even lie about whether or not I finished off the fucking Cheerios. So,
Did you?
not this time.
Okay.
Sailor got, Sailor
Sorry.
picked out cereal, and she's a crazy person, and so is the people who made Lucky Charms, because now there's fruity Lucky Charms.
What?
Yeah, so like the plain cereal part is like pink Fruit Loops.
Yeah.
It's
My
crazy.
fiance picked that up, and I absolutely hated it. He didn't like it either. It was just too much, and it didn't look right.
Yeah. Yeah, and they also decreased the marshmallows in it, those fuckers.
Why?
I don't know.
Although,
Because
to be fair, I never really liked Lucky Charms. I like Marshmallow Mateys, which is the...
I'm not a huge Lucky Charms person. The only reason I ate
Is it
any
the
of
Kroger
it was because
version?
it was open, so I just opened it. You know, like it was already open, so I was just like, oh, I'll just eat some of this.
Sure.
And I don't eat cereal like a normal person eats cereal. I couldn't tell you the last time I put a cereal in a bowl and put milk on it. Probably
You just
not
eat
since
it
I've
like...
been married. Yeah. I don't know if Travis has ever seen me do it. And we've been married 9 years now. So.
Wow, you've been married a long time.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I'm old.
I was just thinking, like, sometimes it doesn't feel like your wedding was that long ago. Like, that, it's not been 9 years.
No, but when you think about the shit that's happened since then, it has been.
Then you're like, yeah, it is 9 years.
Yeah.
time's weird.
Yeah, it
Sarah
really
and
is.
I have been friends for 19 years.
Wow.
Next year's our 20-year.
What are you gonna do for your 20-year friendship anniversary?
It is our friend anniversary.
We're gonna both try out doing it with a lady, because neither of us has done it, so why not? Because apparently, according to certain people on the internet, you can just test it out.
You can test it out.
You just give it a shot. If you're not interested, you just give it a try.
Just give it a try.
Huh.
Yeah, you just switch. That's how it works.
It just works like that.
Yeah, I
didn't
read
know it worked like
something
that.
about like if enough people insist, it just works. You just stop being the sexuality you are. So you just have to force it. It'll be fine.
I think that's illegal in some places.
I think it's illegal in a lot of places, and rightfully so, because you should not
Yes.
force people to do that. That's fucked up. that was the whole thing, is that it was a joke.
Yes,
I was like,
I
wait.
understood that.
I was like, at first I was like, are we talking about Trisha Paytas? And I was like, wait, I don't think that she was.
No,
saying
no,
that.
but I could talk about that for. Oh, that bitch. Okay, sorry.
I've got complicated feelings about her.
I know you do. I don't like her at all. I've never have. So, yeah. Anyway, what are we doing? Are we going to wrap up, or you guys need to do more? What are we doing?
I will be working more whether we stop or not. So I'm not going to. I don't feel like I should.
What do you want to do in the comments? Tell us what you want. Do you want us to keep going, or are you done with us?
Right? Bitches, get off my computer.
We are so done with your old people shit. Goodbye.
Yeah, and I'm just full of shit tonight too. Like, that doesn't even help. I've just had enough of everybody. Like, that's where I'm at with my life. Is like, everything's just infuriating to me, and everyone seems to be a fucking idiot, and I'm tired of it. So
Tired of everybody being stupid.
I'm just really tired of I'm tired of feeling like everybody has to pretend that they're not who they are to make someone else comfortable. And I feel like that is kind of the underlying problem I have with a lot of my issues, with a lot of my life right now, is that this person thinks that person shouldn't behave this way because they don't like it. Or that person thinks that this over here shouldn't be going on because they're uncomfortable with it. Like, I'm just tired of people trying to tell other people how to fucking live their lives and do their shit. And, like, fucking knock it off.
Yes. I agree. Knock it
LC
off.
Clemens works for Fedline Servicing on an escalated line. I'm sorry to break it to you, but
You work for the devil.
I haven't actually done any of that paperwork you guys want me to. And I don't notice, but my Credit Karma regularly lets me know.
Right?
You missed a payment. Oh, did I?
Credit Karma, leave me alone.
Yeah, my loan payments are supposed to be more than my fucking rent. So yeah, I'll get right on that.
Right?
It's a hard knock life for us.
Right? You know, we all have links down below if you guys want to buy stuff, so we can pay our student loans or not. We might not pay our student loans still. That's not a
We might
promise.
buy the next Sims. Sims.
Yeah, I have a
Stuff
$10
pack
Sims
instead.
pack that I want. That. You know what really pisses me off is I have $11 on my fucking Steam.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, that's so
And I
frustrating.
can't buy the Sims pack through the Steam.
Sims needs to sell, or it's not Maxis, it's EA needs to sell Sims to somebody else so the rest of us don't have to hate them anymore. They're not gonna, but I'm saying they should.
Right.
Oh my gosh. I'm trying to figure out what we're going to have for dinner, which means I'm trying to figure out, am I going to cook, or is an outside entity going to cook and bring it to us?
Mm,
I'm always a fan of that, but that does come with the added bonus of having to pay for it.
Yeah.
yeah, we had pizza.
I know. And I've been like, pizza? I like pizza.
It was good. It was our usual.
I tend to order through Uber Eats, and the last time I ordered from this, like, the place I like the best, the person who came was on a bike, and the place is like, I don't know how many miles away, but enough. It's not really a great bike ride. So he ended up, it took him, you know, like an hour because it rained. And it was like this whole,
Wow.
and he came and like he was wet and he's holding our food and I felt awful. And we ended up like definitely over tipping him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It felt so bad.
You're like, I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry that I'm too lazy to go get my own pizza.
Right?
He's like, no, dude, it's cool, man. It's just like part of the job, you know?
Oh.
And I was like, we gotta give him more money. Give him more money. This is awful. Like I'm asking him, are you okay? I literally almost said, do you want me to meet you somewhere? And I was like, no, Tamara, stop it.
Yeah.
This is literally his job.
Yeah, I have over-tipped people because I asked them for too many things when I was being served at my table. That literally is their job. Like, you don't have to tip them 50% because you had them do their job.
Right.
You can tip them a reasonable, nice tip. You don't have to go totally fucking crazy.
My biggest problem is that if I go to a restaurant and it's really busy, and my server seems really like overwhelmed, I'm like, oh, here, take more money, because I know what that feels like.
Yeah.
Or like, I can remember I went out to lunch with some friends. This is several years ago. I think Colin was like a toddler. We went to lunch, and it was like a bar and grill kind of place. And we were seated, and there were another half dozen tables, and they had just cut everyone except for the bartender. And they sat like 3 tables in a row. Like there were 2 tables in front of us. And so the bartender was trying to serve the 3 or 4 tables that she had before we walked in, get the 3 tables that walked in within like 30 seconds of each other. She wanted to get all of her stuff. Plus she was trying to check out and I don't think all restaurants do this, but like, sometimes the closer will have to check other people's sections, because then you're responsible for the cleaning and whatever after they leave. And so she was doing that in like, it was insane. And the 2 people that I was with were like, she never came to, she hasn't been to our table in forever. And I'm like, you realize she's got like 7 tables and she's trying to do all this stuff. Did you look? And they were like, oh no. And I was like, okay, we're going to leave her a really nice tip. Like, cause that's a huge, yeah, she's probably making good money. She's a bartender, but it's a Tuesday afternoon. And she just got sat a whole bunch. So.
And you know what? Probably, I'm sure at least one of those tables didn't realize that she was overwhelmed, and they probably tipped her poorly.
Oh yeah, it happened to me. Like, to be fair, I've had tables on the opposite end of the spectrum. They were the only table in. They got excellent service. They like my number one why I never want to work in a bar and grill again is because this story. I had a group of 4 people walk in. They ended up spending over $100. They had steak, they had shrimp, they had drinks. They were my only table. They got like prime service. They wanted for nothing. And they had coupons. They had buy one, get one $10 off or something, coupons, which took their bill down to like $80. They left me $4 in quarters.
Well, and that's another thing people don't understand anyway, is that when you tip and you have a coupon for any reason, whether it be a gift certificate or whatever, you have to tip on the amount it would have been without any of those discounts. Not the amount you paid. If you get a buy one, get one free meal, you don't only tip one meal, you tip on the whole fucking bill.
Well, and here's my thing. I would have been fine. Like, I would have been a little salty if they'd given me 10% on the $80. That's $8. And I would have been a little salty. $4 on $100+ bill is insulting. Like, you just basically told me I was worthless. Like, whatever I just did for you was not even worth like 10% of the bill. Like,
that's crap.
Yeah.
On the other hand, I had people, like I had older people who would come in and they'd order the cheapest thing on the menu, which is like soup and salad. And their bill would be like $8. And they would leave me $2. And that's a significant amount, like percentage wise, on that $8 bill. And I will take that over $4. Like, to me, that's not insulting you. It doesn't have to be the amount. It's that you value my service and not be a dick. Anyway.
What a thing to live by. Just don't be a dick.
Yes.
Apparently I am selling books tomorrow, by the way.
Oh, excellent.
She confirmed, and she doesn't seem like she thinks I'm an idiot, so.
Yay!
Well, has she told you?
I think she did originally, but like it was so long ago that I was like, well, maybe I misremembered. And we didn't talk about it anymore after that. She just invited me to the event, but it's the same event that you would, like if you just were going to go attend it, that you would be invited to. So I was like, like, did I misunderstand?
Oh, I started writing. You know what? I'm just going to say it. Elsie Clemens, I'm doing Preptober, but it's not really. Promptober. Wait a minute. Promptober is a thing?
I don't know what Preptober is.
Or was that a typo?
I don't know. That's Nicole Marcina. So
I'm sort of doing Preptober. I'm prepping for Nano. I'm not doing it in any particular way.
Yeah, I think that's really what Preptober is about. Just doing your thing to get ready for Nano.
And Elsie Clements, I absolutely agree. A living wage for servers is far better than tipping. But as long as tipping is an intricate part of our restauranting culture, there are still guidelines that people should be following. Now, keep in mind, I worked in a restaurant 12 years ago. I think it's been 12 years since I worked there. And at the time, I made $3 something an hour. I think I made $3 something. I don't know. It's been a really long time and I'm old. Oh, sorry, distracted. But I would say if they paid a living wage for servers, then tipping isn't really necessary. Like, if your server is getting paid a living wage, then yeah, tipping on top would be fine, but I wouldn't expect it as a server if I was making. On the other hand, as a server, I also expected people to treat me, with respect. I had men grab my ass. I had people call me stupid. I had people yell at me for things that weren't my fault. I had people yell at me for things that were their fault.
Yeah.
Just the sheer amount of entitlement that some people exhibit in the face of customer service is horrifying.
So according to the U.S. Department of Labor, a tipped employee is supposed to at least be paid $2.13 per hour if that amount combined with the total tip received would at least equal the federal minimum wage. And if it doesn't, then the employer is supposed to compensate that difference.
I've literally never heard of that happening, though.
Me neither. And I've known a lot of people who have waited a hell of a lot of tables.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah,
I feel like that's not enforced. But that's what the site said. So I was curious.
Yeah.
And I think different states can set it at a different minimum.
Oh, for sure.
Federal thing.
But yeah.
Yeah, because like our state minimum wage is higher than the federal minimum wage, so our tipping, like the rate you get paid at if you're getting tipped is different. It's higher, not much, but it's slightly higher than the national limit. All right, so I don't know that anybody is begging to do another sprint.
Yeah, I'm not saying that.
So let's go ahead and wrap for the night, and yeah. So let's go out in reverse. Tamara.
Well, hello there. My name is Tamara Woods, and I write cozy mysteries. The link for my channel is in the description. Also, I have a new channel called AUTHORTUBE News, where we have a podcast where we talk about publishing issues. I'm an indie. Carrow is traditionally published, so we come from different spectrums, and I think it's really cool, and you should take a listen. We are here on YouTube, and we're also on SoundCloud. And I'm going to be posting some videos this weekend, so keep an eye out if you're subscribed. That's all. That's good.
Awesome. CJ.
Hi, I'm CJ Blair, and I think the only thing I've got down there is my free serial story, The South Deer Island Chronicles. So go read it, enjoy. I put out episodes generally every other week on Thursday-ish.
Thursday-ish.
All right, and then I am Sarah Scharnever, and this is my channel, and there's links down below to all kinds of things. So if you're interested in any of the things, go click them. There's also links to like all kinds of other people down below because I just didn't delete people out of my standard people. So like Aphrodite's down there and Carrow, and there's all kinds of stuff. I do not have Tamara's other channel down there because I haven't added it to my standard. So there you go. But go click on people's channels, go do things, subscribe, spend money on their books, do things, spend not
If
money
you
on
have
their
money
books
to
if you can.
spend.
Yeah. Spend not money on their free stuff, and that kind of thing. So
Yes,
Um,
yes. Good, good.
yeah, so I hope you guys all have a wonderful week. And don't forget, I have a new video out on Sunday. So, yeah.
Woohoo.
See you guys all later. Bye.
Bye.